guys, I'm Alethea Boone and we're going to take you through a stick mobility warm-up that'll get you limber and mobile and help you perform at your next CrossFit WOD.
For the kayaking exercise, we're going to have an end grip on the stick, going to keep the elbows straight throughout, and we're going to stay in an active stance, keeping the knees unlocked. So we'll begin by kayaking forwards. Again, keeping the elbows straight, let the shoulder blades glide on the rib cage, and keep the knees unlocked in your active stance. And now kayaking backwards, once again keeping the elbows straight, let the shoulder blades glide on the rib cage, a little bit more difficult, and keep in your active stance. For the shoulder passover exercise, we're going to have a wide overhand grip. Once again, we're going to keep the elbows straight throughout the exercise, and we'll also be in our active stance with the knees unlocked. Pull apart on the stick, lift up and over as far as comfortable. On the return, when you see the stick in your eye line, squeeze together and lower down. Maintain just a comfortable range, don't push too far, certainly don't push into pain. So it's pull apart on the stick, lift up and over. On the return, squeeze together and lower down. Maintain a full grip on the stick with all fingers, and we'll do 5 repetitions. For the propeller exercise, we're going to hold the stick vertically in front of you. We're going to keep the elbows straight. We're going to have the hand at approximately shoulder level throughout the exercise, and we're still in our active stance with the knees unlocked. To warm up the wrist, we're going to move the stick back and forth, creating a propeller type movement. So we can move it continuously from one side to the other. Try and maintain the hand at shoulder height, keep the elbows straight. Okay, change sides and repeat to warm up the wrist on the opposite side. For the bow and arrow movement, we're going to set up with the elbow in approximately 90 degrees of flexion, so the stick out to the side, with the stick being 20 to 30 centimeters away from the feet. From the start position, we're going to reach over the top with the right hand with a thumb down grip. We're going to take the hips away from the stick, and then we're going to straighten the arms. Hold that stretch of the lateral line. Ease out of that stretch, rotate the stick a quarter turn so we're not bending the same part of the stick, take the hips away from the stick and straighten the arms, and once again hold that stretch. Coming back to neutral position, rotate the stick a quarter turn and repeat, hips away from the stick and straighten the arms for the third stretch. And coming out of that stretch, let's swap sides. So the stick now on the right side, elbow at about 90 degrees flexion. We reach over the top with the left hand, hips away from the stick and straighten the arms. Hold that stretch. Ease out of that stretch, rotate the stick a quarter turn. Once again, take the hips away from the stick and straighten the arms. Don't forget to keep breathing. It's not about holding your breath. Coming out of that stretch, once again rotate the stick a quarter turn, hips away from the stick, straighten the arms for our final stretch. For the hip hinge, we're going to place the stick in front of you. We're going to have a high grip on the stick with one hand, and then we're going to have the stick on top of the same foot. From this starting position, we're going to hitch the right side off the floor, tension between the hand and the foot, and go into our hip hinge position. Hold, keep the tension between the hand and the foot to help generate stability. Raise up, but maintain the hover off that side, so don't put your heel down. Go into our second hip hinge position and hold. Come up, and if you can, try and maintain the hover on the foot, keep the foot up, and then go into our third hold on that position. Okay, come out of the third one. We'll change sides, so the stick this time on the top of the left foot, and the left hand high on the stick. Generate tension between the hand and the stick, lift that left side up off the floor, and go into the hip hinge position. Note the differences from one side to the other. Lift up, try and hover off the floor, and go into our second hip hinge position. Keep the tension between the hand and the foot for added stability. Come up out of the second one, keep hovering off the floor if you can, and then we'll repeat for a third time. Hold, and then raise up back to neutral. For the single stick monkey hang, we're going to have a high grip on the stick, so the stick is on the left side of the body, the hand up nice and high, and the base of the stick is beside the front of the left foot. From this setup position, we're going to split the left foot back. I'm going to hang down from the left arm with a grip on the stick, weight forward on the right, breathe. Experiencing the stretch through the anterior line and through the shoulder complex. Raise up but maintain your split stance. We're going to repeat that stretch, so we're going to hang down from the left arm, this time the right arm up towards 12 o'clock, we're going to take it around towards 6 o'clock. And repeat 3 times and just experience the different stretch that the rotation of the thoracic spine gives. Then we're going to raise up, we're going to change sides. We're going to put the stick on the right side, we're going to reach high up with the right hand, and we're going to split the right foot back. Then we're going to hang down from the stick, this time the right arm and the right shoulder complex getting a stretch, weight forward over the left leg. Breathe. Once again, raise up but maintain the split stance. And this second time when we drop down into the stretch, we're going to have the left arm forward, going from 12 o'clock around towards 6 o'clock. We'll do 3 repetitions to change the feeling of stretch as you use your thoracic rotation. For the slap shot exercise, we're going to have the stick across the mid-back. We're going to have a wide grip with the palms facing forward, and we're going to have a nice wide stance. So take a nice wide stance and then make it a little bit wider. From the start position, we're going to hinge forward at the hips. We're going to take the right end of the stick down towards the ground. Let it land on the ground where it's comfortable. Turn to look up at the top of the left stick. Pull apart on the stick as you breathe in. Squeeze together on the stick as you breathe out. Then we're going to rotate the left end of the stick down towards the ground. Land it on the ground, look up at the right end of the stick, pull apart on the stick as you breathe in, squeeze together on the stick as you breathe out. Rotate the right end of the stick down towards the ground. It'll probably go a little bit further than the first time. Look up at the top of the stick, pull apart on the stick as you breathe in, squeeze together as you breathe out. This time rotating the left end of the stick down, land that on the ground, turn to look up at the right end of the stick, pull apart on the stick to breathe in, squeeze together on the stick to breathe out. One last time to each side, this time the right end of the stick down on the ground, turn to look up at the top of the stick, Pull apart on the stick as you breathe in. Squeeze together on the stick as you breathe out. And last one with the left end of the stick down. Look up at the top of the stick. Pull apart on the stick as you breathe in. Squeeze together on the stick as you breathe out. And then come back to the hip hinge position and stand. For our Ninja Lunge exercise, we're going to start with the stick on the right side of the body. We're going to have a nice high grip with the right hand. We're going to have a nice wide stance with the feet, and the stick is going to be at the instep of the right foot. From this position, we're going to hinge at the hips and reach the left hand down towards the floor. Hold this position and feel the stretch through the right shoulder and chest. Then we're going to reach across to the base of the stick with the left hand. We're going to lunge across to the left side, looking up at the top of the stick. And then lunge across to the right. The knee goes on the outside of the stick and we look back towards the left foot. Then again we lunge across to the left, look up at the top of the stick. And then lunge across to the right, look back at the left foot. Repeat that again, lunge across to the left, look up at the top of the stick, and then lunge across to the right, look back at the left foot. Keep the left foot fully on the ground. Come back to the middle, go back to your hinge position, and then standing up straight. Swap sides, so the stick is now on the left side, left hand up high, stick inside the left instep, and we hinge forward and reach down towards the ground with the right hand. Then we take the right hand across towards the base of the stick, and we're going to lunge across to the right, looking up at the top of the stick, and then lunge across to the left. The knee goes outside the stick, we look back at the right foot, keeping the foot flat on the ground. Repeat across towards the right, look up at the top of the stick. Back across towards the left, look back at the right foot. And one more, lunge across to the right, look up at the top of the stick. And then back across to the left, look down at the right foot. And back to the centre, back to our hinge position. And then standing up tall.